Isaiah Whitehead, born March 8, 1995. Today's feature is the story of opportunity or lack thereof. Isaiah Whitehead, at every level of his journey before the NBA, was a standout player and even the best player on the floor in most places. He had size at over 6'4", 200 pounds, pedigree, not just being from New York City, crowned New York Mr. Basketball after an outstanding senior year where he was also a McDonald's All-American as well as Jordan Brand Classic participant. He joined a Seton team that hadn't made it to the NCAA tournament in 9 years before he got there, 10 in total before he led them to their first berth his sophomore season. He won the Big East Championship and Most Outstanding Player of the conference tournament, averaging over 18 points, 5 assists, and shot a respectable 36% from 3 before he decided to forego his final 2 years of eligibility and enter the NBA draft. Other than playing for a more high-profile school and taking his team deep into the tournament, there wasn't much more Isaiah Whitehead could do to give himself a better chance at the best opportunity coming into a league where placement is the best form of security. Things didn't go as expected right out the gate, being drafted in the second round near the end of the draft, opening the door for all the unguaranteed possibilities of being a second-round pick. What I liked most about Isaiah Whitehead was his aforementioned size, but more than that, how he used it to receive and thrive through contact at the rim or shoot over his defender after creating space with his New York-style ball handling and creativity. I also liked how he was able to improve his numbers drastically nearly across the board from his freshman year at Seton to his sophomore year, specifically scoring, assists, and shooting from 3. Not to mention, he showed he was a difference maker in changing the program's fortune, winning the Big East Championship, their first in over 2 decades, and a tournament berth. Some would say that he did get a great opportunity with the Brooklyn Nets his rookie year, coming into a team clearly in rebuild mode, didn't have anything close to an all-star, dealing with injury to his position, and starting 26 out of the 73 total games he's played. But he was still just a rookie, meant to be in his junior year of college, and his numbers weren't terrible at 7 points a game and nearly 3 assists, shooting 80% from the foul line. For the 42nd overall pick, those could be numbers a team could work with, except he was traded after appearing in just 16 games his sophomore season, spending most his time in the G League, where his numbers suggested he could play and should be in the NBA. He had tons of potential and a unique mix of size and pedigree, but for these reasons, he didn't get the opportunity to display those on the highest level. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to Jonathan.Kennedy22 on IG for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Isaiah Whitehead is a 28-year-old, 6'4" point guard shooting guard from Brooklyn, New York that at 8 years old promised his mom he'd make the NBA. As a freshman in high school, he finished the only to be named New York Daily All-City, and as a sophomore, averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds, named the co-MVP of the Elite 24 Under Armour camp. By his senior year, he averaged 23.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 5.4 assists, and led Lincoln to the 2013 Public School Athletic League Class AA Championship before being named a McDonald's All-American and Mr. New York Basketball. He was listed as a shooting guard leaving high school, rated as high as the second best at the position, 5-star and 10th overall. With these on your resume, there's few reasons to not become a standout on any level going forward. Stunt number 1, Seton's mid-major woes. Like mentioned, I liked Isaiah Whitehead's game and think highly of his talents, but going to Seton I believe hurt him in unspoken ways going into the NBA draft. In college basketball, they have terms like major, mid-major, and low major when referring to the level of competition your program usually faces. Whether official or not, these need to be carefully considered when choosing your future program leaving high school. Whitehead, as an All-American, certainly had, quote, major offers like Arizona, Kansas, and Florida, but chose to attend Seton Hall mainly because of how close in proximity it was to his family, the family environment, head coach Willard being in love with his game, and also because his older brother Jalen Perez, Seton Hall's 5th McDonald's All-American, went there prior. Seton Hall is a program that would be considered mid-major to major only because of their level of non-conference competition, notoriety, and history of achievements or lack thereof. Going to a school like such means the player would be expected to do a bit more opposed to having those same numbers at a school like Kansas or Arizona. As a freshman, he came in and made an immediate impact, twice being named the Big East Rookie of the Week less than 2 months into the season, and was named the Conference Rookie of the Year. At 12 points a game, he was the team's second leading scorer, but the Pirates failed to make the NCAA tournament with a 16-15 overall record. His sophomore year, he was the clear lead option on the team, finishing with averages of 18 points and 5 assists, shooting better percentages in over 10 more games. His team won the conference tournament, he was the most outstanding player of it, and he led them to the tournament. Doing all that at Arizona, per se, would have assured him being taken in the first round at least, with a ceiling of lottery or even top 10. Seton Hall has only ever had 4 top 10 picks and 12 total first-round picks in history, Whitehead included, so he would have needed to do a bit more or show he had a specific skill coveted in the NBA. For example, Tyrese Halliburton played at Iowa State, a mid-major, and averaged less each year than Whitehead, but was the 12th overall pick because he showed true point guard skills rare in his generation's NBA. Whitehead was a lead guard, a scoring point guard that was ball dominant but maybe needed to do more for his level of competition. Stunt number 2, taking care of the basketball. Another major issue with Isaiah Whitehead in college and the pros that may have taken away opportunity was the frequency of which he turned the ball over versus assisted his teammates in scoring. It may seem like a small issue, but again, at a school not considered the highest of levels, over 3 turnovers a game, both years, is enough to deter enough teams that you fall to the second round. Nothing hurts a team more than a turnover. And nothing hurts a point guard like the inability to show you can take care of the basketball while running the coach's offense to near perfection. Add to that, the player shoots 37% from the field, taking 15 shots a game and making 5 of them. Yes, 5 assists on average, which Whitehead was able to achieve, is good, but over 3 turnovers to match can almost assure you'll be fighting for a second round opportunity, meaning not much opportunity for you to show your other skills, and at any moment you could be traded to a different team with even less opportunity. The exact happened to Whitehead, traded to the Denver Nuggets and then waived before he could play a game, them not needing a ball-dominant point guard that averages the same amount of assists as turnovers. Stunt number 3, too much time in between. Lastly, as you know, athletics isn't forever. As a player, you only get a certain window at your peak in performance to play the game at a high level in most cases, and in the NBA, age and time can determine if you continue to get opportunity or not. Isaiah Whitehead's last season in the league was the 16 games he played in 2017-18. That's getting ready to be 6 full seasons ago. In that span, teams have just about all found their point guard of the future and always have a project or two at each position they are wanting to see through to if he can be an asset to them. Since then, he's been in between the G League and overseas, mostly the G League, and has put up some solid numbers that's evident he's good enough to play in the NBA. But in that business, good enough isn't at all unique. Everyone in the league is good enough, and every year there are at least 60 prospects that's good enough and younger. At 28 and haven't played in almost 6 years at that level, overseas may just be his last stop. Do I hope he could find his way back to the league? Yes, I like his game, but each year that's just less and less likely. All in all, Isaiah Whitehead, even though I believe his opportunity was short, he still got more than most at the end of the day. To even have a team look at you in college or anywhere else is opportunity in itself. But to play a full season and start in the league, then another with that same team should have been sufficient time to show what you can do. But for these reasons, his growth was stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.